We're looking now at Daf Nun Ches Amid Aleph. So we're in the middle of the sugya of bringing somebody else's carbon with somebody else without his das. Means you can say it's just I want to make a nether. That's a double pasha. You can make a nether. I want to bring for the other person his carbonus and his nazir. You have to bring 3 carbonus. When it doesn't become star, you bring a shlomim and a chatas, no oila. He says, I want to be a nether for him. Why not? You can make a nether. However, when you want to be mafish it, you have to ask him, tell him, I am right now being mafish these 3 behemoths for you. That doesn't work even if he asks him beforehand. Similar. He says it by a nazir, he says it by chatas. You can make a nether, I want to bring for that person a chatas. But if you want to actually take his carbon and be mafish it, you cannot be kaddish the shem chatas only if you ask this person permission. Now we have a third memory here. He's talking about shechting. So it's not exactly like before. We're talking here that the frasha needs to be medaitoi. That's just like before. But when it comes to shechten, you don't need to ask his permission anymore. So this is a little bit different because we're talking here about shchita versus afrasha. You say that afrasha, you have to ask him, do you want me to that I magdish my pesach, I should have you in mind, you want to be my chabur. When it comes to shchita, you don't have to tell him right now I'm shechting the carbon, you just shecht it and it's presumably it's okay. That's also not, we don't see a big kiddush in this because it could afrasha. That's when you need to ask the guy permission. I want to bring a pesach for you. Now the Gemara is going to bring a raya to this last thing here, that you don't need das of the person b'shas hashchita. Was nit Amr came. A isha with mashi b'veis ba'ila, shachat alei via shachat alei ba'ila, toichel mishel ba'ila. So the chayre, what's the case here? Case is that the woman has no idea what's going on. And he, the husband and the father, both are mafresh. Oh, so we must say, according to this, that you asked for before that, mafresh medaita. But the shchita, you do without a das. That's how the Gemara learns the pshat in the Mishnah. She gets permission for both of them to be mafresh. Allah shalom medaita. Shchita helps without her das. That's why she can eat from a baal. It means the Gemara understood the story goes that b'shas shchita there's nothing. That she doesn't hold. She doesn't know what's going on. And both of them shech the animal. We say that even shalom medaita helps. So the Gemara here, the next stickle Gemara, is really very very hard. So we'll say pshat. And still not clear what's exactly going on here. Ma'anan kayon. Imba mamachen. Mamachen means, we know for sure the word mamachen means fighting around. We don't know exactly how this ties into this sugya. Gemara is asking a question. If the father and the husband are fighting around, the father says, I want a shecht for her. The husband says, I want a shecht. And the woman is standing there and she's not saying anything. That's the case of the Mishnah. That we say that is it so? I mean, if you say that some woman run to their father's house, she's standing there, she's not saying a word. She sees the whole fight. Maybe she wants to be eat by the father. We're talking here there's no fighting around. It's just each one shalom daita, each one shechts has their own mind. And that we say that she'enem mamach. Then we say that she chooses, that we assume that she wants to eat by the husband. So according to this, we understand the Gemara is trying to say that Gemara is being arrived from the Mishnah that even the Shalom Medaita, it's Chal. Because the Mishnah must talk in such a case. If they're fighting around, then who says she wants Dafka to eat by the Baal? So we're not fighting around. And we don't know her das. And then we say, okay, if we're not fighting around, we can assume that usually she eats by her husband. That's, again, I'm telling you, the Gemara is still a lot of things here that we can say pshatim, and this is just a faint pshat, very schwache pshat, and everybody should try to say his own pshat. Also, Rabbi Yom v'Shem Rabbi Yechon masnite b'mavachen. Stam shtikos hakoidosh shroitza eitz labal. Yeah, it's not a kasha. We're talking about it's mamachem, and still we say that she wants to eat by her husband. So it doesn't, you don't have to bring a rye from here that they're talking with that didn't tell her and it goes to Shlem died. Now the Gemara goes, Leis Hador. Meimer der B'yechanan. It says, the B'yechanan said, the Chatzah B'yin Das Gam B'shchita. B'yechanan said before that by Chatos, the only thing that does not need Das is the neder. The Afrosha and the Shchita need Das. Very important. We didn't see that before, but it's much from the language. The only thing that does not need Das is the neder. But the Afrosha are carbon Chatos and the Shchita need Das. But Rabbi Elazar said that a Pesach does not need Das b'shas Shchita. All the Shechot Shalom Daitoi in a future, it means that Shoichet Shalom Daitoi. The Shchita does not need Das anymore. In other words, the Gemara is asking a question here. What's the difference between Pesach and Chatos? But by Chatos, Rabbi Yochanan said that the Shchita still needs also Das. And by Pesach, Rabbi Elazar says that the Shchita does not need Das. Pesach when it becomes big, the animal is still right to be a shlom. Because it's Chatos over Shinoiseh. It's a very interesting answer. It's saying that since Chatos has a certain chumrah that when it gets older, you cannot bring it as a Chatos anymore. It has also another chumrah that you need das b'shas hashchita. And I believe the hezbollah up to everyone to say his own hezbollah. Just saying, that's what the Gemara is saying here. That since it has a chumrah, that when it gets old you cannot use it anymore. Chatos has also a chumrah that you cannot shech the shleim v'dayt. Now the Gemara go back to the Mishnah. Halcha regular rishon. Omer Rabbi Yechon beregel redufim shani. Gemara teaches this whole regular rishon here. She goes to her father's house, and then again the husband and the father both shech. If you don't know where she should eat, we say she can eat wherever he wants. Eize regular redufim. Omer Rabbi Yechon. It means the father chases her back to her husband's house. She comes to the father. So first regel that she's married, she comes to the father. She wants to go back. And the father says, no, go back to the husband. It is that the works there, since there is a redif of the father, it means even though she went to the father's house, and it's mashma she wants to eat from the father, since the father does not like it so much, he chases her back. So that kind of regel, redufan, we say that she can eat. A component it helps this redifa that she can also eat from her husband. She has a choice. Where's the question now? Lo yhalcha regel rishon. Oh, this is already the next number, so we'll stay here.